Well, this stuff is bone dry, so I'm not going to bother stacking everything up nice and pretty because I'm going to be burning it. So I'm just going to throw her in as best I can, keep it out of the weather. Okay, got the truck unloaded and I got her all. I did do some stacking, get her up to the ceiling, and then threw a bunch in. This will do me for the winter. Might be close, but still got all this to cut up. You got other logs to pull over and standing dead. I mean, just because winter's coming along doesn't mean you stop getting wood. It's just easier to get it now, right? But I'll still get more throughout the winter if needed. And I got a stack in here. Yeah, closing the porch for the winter. And yeah, so I can probably go 3 or 4 days. Yeah, probably 4 or 5 days with this supply if we get a bad storm coming through where I don't want to make my way out to the woodshed. Okay, yeah, now I want to get on to the backhoe. Because it's, you know, you never know Alberta what kind of weather we're going to have, but eventually it's going to be freezing the soil. Right now it's just cold but not frozen. So I want to dig this out, just back out to the road. So about 5 feet by 20 feet. And then over here, just reach from the road as far as I can and dig that out. So I'll have, you know, maybe, I don't know how much I get in there, 1,000 liters anyway, or more. Liters, yeah, probably more like 500 gallons or something. And over here, 1,000 gallons. And if I have to, I'll line it with something. Hopefully I won't have to. If I get enough clay soil down there. So yeah, let's do some of this. The other day, it's such an angle. I almost got, well actually I did get, I don't want to admit it, but I did get bucked off the saddle or the chair. Because you got to be careful, that ass end will lift right up, and if you're on too much of an angle, it's, you know, you could say dangerous, but I like to say challenging. So let's get some of this done and take it from there. you see, one problem I have, I think I already told you about it, but one of the valves is leaking by, not leaking on the ground, but it's leaking by, back into the tank, I guess. So it slowly lowers. You gotta know how to play with it. But I'm having a problem with cold wetness. Oh, look at that, cut my finger. Oh well. Sticking, the mud's shit sticking, dirt sticking in the bucket. I gotta try and get that out of there. Well, I got most of it out. Try that for a while. Okay, this side is good enough for this year. That big rock was a real bitch to get out, but I got it. And on this side, I got more digging, but I'll leave it for today. I want to dig it out about another 10 feet that way. And well, 5-6 feet deep, and then that'll be good. Come spring, this is where Old Creek used to be. But I'll get water coming down, even if I gotta pump it. Fill her up here through the culvert, fill her up over here, and then I'm pumping it up to my dugout by the cabin, and I'm actually gonna have it circulate. That way, less mosquitoes if your water's circulating. But I got a flat tire, so I'll call her a night. It's working. Just gonna air it up for today, because after today I'm gonna pack this away for the winter. The ground's getting starting to get too frozen. But this little rechargeable air pump sure works good. I'm impressed. Got it off my brother Tony for 30 bucks. Thanks, brother Tony. It's measuring in bars, whatever that is. 0.60 bars. Probably a way to adjust it to PSI, but I haven't really looked at it too closely. But I usually put it to 105 bars. 105 bar, whatever that is. I'll take it off and take the tire and get it fixed before spring. Should do it. There we go. I'm just going to finish off this side about another 8 feet or so out, down about 5 feet, and that's good enough for this season, or this winter, or this fall. And then next spring we're going to get this all full of water. Okay, on to my next job for the day. I'm gonna try and get some of this dirt dug up a couple days ago. Hopefully it's not, I don't think it's frozen too much. And then I gotta go and wheel it down with the wheelbarrow down a path, and I want to fill in a ditch, but I'll show you once I get down there. Okay, yeah, I came about, I don't know, 200 feet or so, winding through the bush here, to where this old stream at one time was flowing a bit, but doesn't flow anymore. But I'm going to put a ramp across here, or a bridge, whatever you want to call it. So, because in the winter, when I get time, I'm going to start clearing these paths out so I can go with the quad and the trailer. My quad's still in the shop, so I kind of want to get this before it freezes. Otherwise I won't be able to dig up any dirt. So yeah, so I'm going to dump a few loads in here and try and get this half-ass filled in so I can get across with the quad and trailer in the future. There, getting there. A few more loads and then even off the top. There we go, she's working. That'll be good. For now, I'll gotta make it a little wider, but if I get time before it really freezes, I'll add some more. Otherwise, snow and moisture, maybe I'll just piss on it a few times. We'll have a yellow brick road. But either way, I'll be able to get over with my quad and trailer. It's a beautiful thing. Now back to the cabin, relax, and maybe have a few words of wisdom. Well, that was a pretty good day. Got things done. I just made myself up some ribs and rice. And I'm gonna enjoy this. Right on. Wash it down with the beer. Brass cup. Anyone drink out of brass cups? It's supposed to be good for you. I get a little brass in your diet. Yeah, so some of the things that are coming along. I went the other day, I don't know if you saw the video, got a nice jag of wood. I got my hunting license, white-tailed deer, so I don't have enough solar kind of to keep the deep freeze going reliably. So I'm waiting in about a week and a half. It's supposed to be like, 15, 20, 15, pretty consistently below zero. So I should be able to use the deep freeze in the garage. Won't even plug it in or anything. So get that done. Wood's pretty much done for the season, for this winter. I got quite a bit out of that load. And I do have stuff that I can just cut local in my backyard here. I mean, even though it's winter, I can still just take the quad, take a chainsaw, I'll go get some standing dry wood. No problem. Nothing to stress about. Or just buy more propane for the propane furnace. So yeah, that's what's going along so far. Got all my holes dug with the mini backhoe. I really got my money's worth out of it so far. So I got the cellar hole dug. I got the greenhouse hole dug. And I got the pond in the back dug. It's about 3 times as big as it was. And I got 2 little ponds dug down by the culvert. So between that, according to my calculations, I'll have about 10,000 gallons of water close by when I transfer it in. So that'll be enough for my garden and everything except drinking. Someday I hope to get a board well, but I won't bore you with it, with all the details. Get it? Yeah, so just because winter's here, or coming, it's not even winter yet, but this guy's still got to keep going on projects, get things done, right? Do what I can. I got a bunch of finishing some drywall and some trim inside the cabin here, and tiling the shower. So I'll have things to do in the winter, and then of course the days of sunlight and light are quite shorter in the winter. So between that and visiting the relatives, friends, family, we'll get her done. But I better get going on my meal here before it gets cold on me. I'm just going to try these ribs, but they're so messy I can't, don't make my fingers all sticky here before I shut the camera off. So, with that, hope you have a good Friday, you had a good weekend, or you will have a good weekend, depending when you're watching this video. And we'll catch you on the next video. Stay free.